All right. Level 99 versus Marcus35. Let's take a look at this deck.
Ooh, wow.
Triple legendary with Hog
Cycle.
Rider.
Yeah.
So this is kind of, I think we saw this last week too, and it was very difficult for me to think about how it would really find effectiveness. But definitely kind of a slightly more expensive Hog Cycle. 3 is still very cheap, but it's definitely not 2 and 1. Right?
Yeah, I think that with the prevalence of cards like Zap, the Hog Cycle sort of fell out of favor because when literally 8 out of 8 decks run Zap or whatever, your goblins, your spear goblins are not going to be that useful. So I think by upgrading a lot of those support cards to the minor Princess Ice Wizard tricks, you get not only a great defensive card in Ice Wizard, you get support, AoE support that kills skeletons and goblins and whatnot for your attacks, and minor helps you undermine all the elixir collectors that prevent anyone from getting these huge overwhelming pushes against you. So I think the 3 of them really complement the Hog Cycle idea very well.
All right. Then on Marcus' side, pretty standard giant poison. Elixir Collector doesn't have the Princess, and instead we'll opt to use Guards, Ice Wizard. So
are Guards the most popular card this week?
I feel like
they've been in every deck. Have we seen a deck that they're not in yet?
I just think Guards are such a great option against numerous amounts of high damage units.
And they speak to the popularity of Mini P.E.K.K.A.
Yeah.
Mini P.E.K.K.A. is
Absolutely.
one of the most top 3 most popular cards. It's
like
kind of supplanted Barbarians as the melee attacker of choice.
It's like another chumpy unit, like a Skeleton, Goblin, Spear Goblin, but it can't be zapped. So you know for sure when you play the Guards that Mini P.E.K.K.A. is going to be handled, at least for a good amount of swings. Okay, here we go. This is the Hog Rider push. Guards in front, but Zap plus Ice Wizard.
Great opening for Marcus. I mean, that's kind of exactly what you want, right? You handle it. That Ice Wizard's really the only thing that's even threatening, and it goes down with the Mini P.E.K.K.A. still has a ton of health. Ooh.
Yep. So again, this is why Guards are popular.
Coming right back at you.
Yep. Oh, and the Zap.
Both decks running Ice Wizard and decks that are vulnerable to Ice Wizard.
Yep.
Giant pushes have a hard time with Ice Wizard, and Hog Riders have a hard time. Mini P.E.K.K.A.s don't usually go anywhere.
Yep.
So I think this game might come down to who can be the first one to crack. I think Marcus has so far got a great early start by defending the first collector, getting a second collector out, and being in a position, looks like, to get a third collector if he really wants to. I didn't like that he was leaking elixir. I feel like you really got to defend that advantage. Once you have your elixir collectors out, never hit 10 again.
Oh no! King Tower mad.
Oh no, did the miner hit the King Tower?
It was a Zap.
It
was a Zap. Yep.
A little sloppy.
Oh no, and the cannon. Okay, good. Playing the Guards in front, so the cannon's going to attract the Giant. But Poison is going to go a long way, and there's no other supporting troops. Okay, he's going to have to slow down the Giant, but that Ice Wizard is going to get a ton of damage.
A lot of swings, but not a lot of damage. I mean, it takes about 5 Ice Wizard attacks to hit like 1 giant punch, so you can usually let the Ice Wizard go for a bit, but you're right. That with that, Marcus takes the lead. Finally converts that elixir advantage into actual damage on the tower.
Unfortunate that he ended up losing the Collector, but always the big problem with Hog Rider is once there's 2 towers shooting at your Hog Rider, it's almost like the winning the Hog Rider game and getting your Hog Rider up to the tower to get swings doesn't pay you off as well because the Hog just dies so much quicker. Oh my god, and 3 things shooting at the miner. Oh, I just don't know. I don't know, man. With the King Tower activated, playing miners in the middle is just instant death. That's tough.
Oh, and the poison they're getting both the cannon and the princess is going to quickly
and this
stifle
Mini
any sort of
P.E.K.K.A.
defense.
This Mini P.E.K.K.A. is going to get taken care of too.
At least the Ice Wizard is still there to stop the guards. Those guards could have got on the tower and done a pretty significant amount of damage.
Yep.
And let's see, you're going to go after, you're right, that King Tower is now defending both elixir collectors pretty aggressively.
Yep.
Like,
Here we go.
And the Musketeer too, no thanks.
Yep. Oh wow, that Hog Rider with the slow gets, chewed up even before it could really make its way across the third tile.
It didn't really make anything resembling a threat to the tower.
Level 99 is still ahead in tower damage, but the game's momentum has completely shifted. Poison has actually had to be committed on defense, so that could help a little bit. Mini P.E.K.K.A. chews up the Musketeer, but it's not going to be able to get past the guards. Ugh, this is rough.
What I like about guards is that because there are 3 of them and they have really quick attacks, is that they can also clean up enemy guard skeletons, goblins that you use to protect your Mini P.E.K.K.A. with.
I actually think Marcus is slowly playing into a trap, having to commit his poison on defense. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Oh!
Oh, it doesn't get the second attack
Ice
off.
Wizard is just so great. So great against Hog Riders.
The problem is, yeah, we're in overtime, and it's so deep now. Yeah, I haven't used the poison on offense, you mean?
Yeah, well, he actually cycled back to defense.
Oh, no. Marcus only needs one punch, and this match is over.
Oh, man.
Wow, Marcus. I was going to say, actually, that could have gone bad for Marcus at any time, because 400 health is low enough that a single, minor zap, few minions, anything like that could take it down. But he was able to eke out that win. I think early on, being able to get that big elixir advantage was great. And then, yeah, you're right. Activating the King Tower was a huge mistake by level 99 because that prevented any future miner from ever being truly effective.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like even then, on defense, level 99 was very incentivized to play a lot of elixir before the poison dropped.
Sure.
And I think he was holding elixir, kind of hoping that the poison wouldn't drop, and it was kind of like, well, just make sure you clear all the units before the poison really kicks in,
So what do we have here? We have another giant
Prince.
Giant Prince. Wow. So last week we noticed a lot of giant miner as sort of being the new archetype that all the people who put the brains together had come up to. Giant Prince seems very interesting this week.
Giant Prince. So there's a lot of interesting things to talk about. Three Musketeers is seemingly not in the top 8 anymore. Princes are for some reason really popular. We haven't seen P.E.K.K.A. Fireball's still kind of just not really there, right?
Poison's still the more favorite card.
Just a lot of interesting things to know. Giant is still popular, but now the units that are supporting it are being swapped around.
Marcus brings up another trifecta deck for sure. Well, this one running the Ice Spirit that's been so popular this week, but opting to not run the mini P.E.K.K.A. that we have seen sort of supplant the cannon. Now, I actually think this will help a lot against the Prince mini P.E.K.K.A. sort of chargers going on over in level 99's deck. While you'd like to have the mini P.E.K.K.A., mini P.E.K.K.A. is not actually great against a charging Prince.
Absolutely. What cards shall we feature? We have a lot of choices here. Interesting. Oh, actually, something really interesting to talk about Marcus's deck. It don't have no mini P.E.K.K.A.
No mini P.E.K.K.A., yeah. I mean, actually, I think the cannon will help, but we'll see. Like, the nice thing is he's not going to be vulnerable to the guards in level 99's deck. Level 90, I mean, we've seen guards just completely make fools out of mini P.E.K.K.A.s all day, and it's a little advantage there that Marcus can just rely on defending and not having to use that counterattack.
Yeah, I mean, in my mind right now, I'm thinking it's, even though there's so many counter cards to mini P.E.K.K.A., it's just such a great, it's almost like another defensive structure, right?
Yeah.
You play it and you're like, I'm just going to chop away this guy, Well, I'm going to stop a giant, I'm going to stop a royal giant, I'm going to stop, whatever it is, another mini P.E.K.K.A., musketeer. Just the fact that it does so much damage defensively means it's really valuable because there's not really you don't get enough time to really stop that mini P.E.K.K.A. from swinging, right? Oh
my
God.
Right there. Look at that with the Musketeer held in place and the zap. So that was a smart zap on the Musketeer because zap plus Musketeer kills.
Yeah. Oh my God. Look at.
So really on level 99 side, he only cast Giant Poison Zap 11 Elixir. And on the other side, we saw 5, 3, 4.
Yeah.
About the same, maybe a little more, and then of course took the damage on the tower for all the effort.
Yep, and now he's gonna get a Giant Musketeer combo pushing across the side. He doesn't have Zap or Poison. He has Poison in cycle, so he could Poison Zap again. There we go. Full health Musketeer.
Little too slow on that Valkyrie. It allowed the Musketeer to get a few shots in.
Yeah.
You'd much rather have the Musketeer shooting the Valkyrie, who has a huge hit point pool and can just sort of deflect it, right?
And like very similar to other 4-cost cards like a Hog Rider, mini P.E.K.K.A., the Musketeer getting 3 shots is like,
it's a lot.
Yeah.
She does like 176.
Oh, God!
Great zap there to get the full Prince charge damage in.
Oh my God!
And then the poison, I don't think it's going to kill the Musketeer, but it should put it low enough that maybe gets 1 shot on the tower, maybe 0.
There
Point.
we go. Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my
Level
God.
99 just eking out the value.
Yep.
Just zaps. I mean, that's another reason why we see zap in every deck and it's hard to replace. Is that the instant casting, the cheap cost, the stun. It's a combat trick that really doesn't have a peer. It's really hard to make arrows tilt to combat in the same way that zap can almost every time you play it.
Yeah. Okay, here comes a dangerous combination. Oh, yep, he's still got the mini P.E.K.K.A.
And I like the guards are in front. They're going to guard for the mini P.E.K.K.A.
Yep.
Absorb some of those cannon shots. I think this would be a good time to cast a poison just because you only need about 2 poisons to kill. Opts not to, decides just to let it
Will that Musketeer shoot the cannon? Oh, it does. Wow, that's big, and he's got double giant. All he needs to do is just zap that Musketeer. This is Trouble Town for
Yeah, for
Marcus.
Sure. Oh, and I like the Prince there to deal with that Valkyrie. Mini Peck comes behind.
Oh, and the zap! Oh, here comes the Prince! Oh,
20 seconds left.
2 times in a row. Level 99 with a Zap Prince combination.
Prince must be the breakout card this week, because we didn't see a lot of it at all in the last couple of weeks. And it's been really impressive as an answer to these Hog Riders, as an answer to Mini Pekkas, Musketeers. It's such a powerful counterattack that instead of looking for an Elixir positive trade, if you're willing to do an Elixir negative trade of playing a 5-cost Prince to counter a 4-cost Valkyrie or whatever, you basically get rewarded with this awesome counter push for only 1 Elixir.
I mean, look, that Prince had that much health, and the zap was just enough to get it to charge over the tower and take it down.
So level 99 and Marcus go to a game 3 now, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh. You know, it's great because in the last few weeks, we've had 2-0s in the top 8 round, and I'm excited to see that we've had a couple now 3-game matches in the top 8.
All right, level 99, won with the Prince deck and has to go to Hog Cycle with triple legendary. Marcus has to stay with his Mini Pekka-less Trifecta Ice Spirit deck.
Who's a better Hog player? Now, I think this is actually going to favor Marcus. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Both have cannons. Both have Hog Rider. Both have cannon. Both have Zap.
We're kind of... I mean, I feel like the meta was steadily going in a particular direction, and now people are trying to make adjustments, and the meta's kind of...
Yeah. I really like the Elixir Collector in the Trifecta deck, because that's going to allow Marcus to control the tempo of the game. Marcus is not going to be forced to attack over and over again like level 99 is. Like when level 99 hits 10 Elixir, what do? You got to play something. Marcus can kind of like, Elixir collect, you do something, and then use the level 99's predictability at attacking in to take control of the game and win. So I kind of favor Marcus in this one because of the Elixir Collector.
Absolutely, and I think you're right. You know, at the end of the day, Miner is such a strong card because it will always threaten your Elixir Collector almost in every situation.
It's a +2 trade if you get it, like if it's not answered effectively or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, executionally, if Marcus can he has Ice Spirits or play Valkyrie or play something, right? It'll catapult him into an advantageous position. Meanwhile, for level 99, I really believe the Mini Pekka is going to be a big card for him here.
Yeah, definitely, because without Mini Pekka, I mean, Mini Pekka is one of the best ways to answer Hogs. Even though both have Hog, both have Cannon, the additional counter of having Mini Pekka in your deck is going to make your defense that much more reliable. And yes, we show this is going to be a tough game for Hogs.
Yep.
No country for old Hogs, because there are very few of them, I think,
there's the
hit
pushy
tower.
push.
Oh no! The cannon, a little greedy on the cannon there.
Still got the Mini Pekka. You know, that's what we're talking about. I think he was trying
to place that cannon outside of poison range, maybe?
Yeah. Well, he's got the stereotypical 3-4, right, as Orange Juice likes to call it, the 3-4 distancing, but he just played it a little bit too late. The Hog Rider was past the second tile.
Sure.
You need to make sure you play it early. Early enough. Okay, and this is what we're talking about. You're starting to build up Elixir Collectors. Where's that Miner?
Yeah, exactly. So you have to play Princess. Okay, well, Princess is going to kill the cannon, like I guess. But you right now, level 99, whether or not I realize it, is like in the process of building up a push that you have to commit to.
Yep.
And that allows Marcus to reliably say, I'm going to put my Musketeer, I'm going to start putting my defense in the lane, knowing that you have to...
Oh, here comes a fake out, and the Miner is going to tank both towers.
I like the fake out. And the cannon comes down a little too late.
Nice, and the zap means 3 swings.
Wow, pretty smart there by level 99 to be able to punch through some damage.
Good.
And that cannon now is off cycle. Like if he can get another... Well, both decks can cycle.
Oh, no, play the cannon! Oh, he's not going to be able to do it. Oh, my God.
What's going on here? Oh, it was a delay. That's what it was. So he had hit the Mini Pekka, but it takes that half second for it to form. Then it's got to send it to the server.
Yep.
Wow. So Marcus takes an early 1-0 lead, and playing the Trifecta deck, which is much more of a defensive deck than Hog Cycles are. I'm not sure what level 99 can do in the next minute. Let's see.
Yeah.
I mean, he has forced through some pretty tricky damage.
Yeah. And man, that last push that we were talking about is exactly like you said about the interaction. Level 99 had committed to a push, and Marcus was like, I'm going to start building up my defenses. And then the Hog Rider on the other side really changed the dynamic of that push. Wow, defensive poison is just so... Okay, well, at least he knocks down the Elixir Collector, but he's got 30 seconds to make something happen. And throwing a Hog away into no tower damage is not going to be the way to improve that situation.
We got a cannon, got a good cannon placement there finally.
Nice, yep, got triple towers. King Tower has a good amount of range, so playing the cannon there is fine after your first tower is done. Elixir Collector's in the hyper defensive position.
Right, it's basically just willing to trade Elixir
still a
for
cannon.
time and hit points.
Oh man, and I feel like we are seeing reasons why Hog Rider is just not.
The Hog Cycle. Well, it's not so much that Hog Cycle is a bad deck. It's that Trifecta, which is one of the most popular control decks, probably the most popular no legendary deck in the game, crushes you. It's sort of a Hog deck built to beat other Hog decks.
Yep.
And you can see that even though there was some cool, innovative play there with the triple legendary Hog Cycle deck, it just wasn't enough to crack through.